shed that old image of getting to an age where everything starts to slow down. This is where it ramps up. This is such an exciting time in the workplace, because as we reach midlife, we bring with us so much experience, so much wisdom. We've had highs, we've had lows, we've had life experience, and we start to transform because we're almost going through this crash course of rediscovering who we are, our identity here and now. Some of us have crashed out, hit burnout, and worked out boundaries. Who do we want to now show up in the world as? But we're showing up with so much more experience. If you're an employer, like having leadership where you're able to look at your employees with eyes of humanity and understanding that journey. I mean, this is absolute gold in leadership. I feel we're gone of the days of kind of robotic, very corporate, who we're meant to be. It's like, let's wear our heart on the sleeve a little bit. Let's look at who we're working with through eyes of humanity and bring out the best productivity with the people that we're working with, because we are working with human beings who have highs, who have lows, who have changes. When we talk about midlife, often people are thinking midlife, that equals midlife women, that equals menopause, that equals a lot of negative things. People don't know that also men go through something called andropause, which is the male form of menopause. And actually, they have things going on in their life as well. But neither of them are filled with negativity. In fact, they're times of transformation, which can absolutely help them pivot to the next chapter in their lives with so much more energy, enthusiasm, wisdom that I talked about. So transformation in this time is so important. It's important for the people that are working to understand the greatness within that they're about to unleash and empower. And it's so important for leaders to be able to identify this is actually a really exciting time for their workforce. Self-trust is so important because we really have to know ourselves. We have to show up as our best selves. So we have to be true to ourselves. And being true to ourselves means understanding who we truly are. And that can take years to unpack. We're always discovering things about ourselves. Sometimes we might react in a certain way that we shocked ourselves. And where did that come from? Like, as we grow older, there's more and more layers of who we are. And so once we start to really understand who we are, we can stand in our power and show up confidently with that self-trust. A PwC report that said 94% of employers say they're more loyal to leaders who show up as their true self and also show vulnerability. And I think, again, this is really, really key. As a leader, it's okay to show vulnerability, to show this is who I am. These are my strengths, but also these are things that are a bit of my weakness, because that shows leadership as well. Leadership isn't about being strong and stoic. And of course, you're someone that people look up to, that guide the people that are working for them. But showing that human side is so important. And I think being confident in yourself and trusting yourself that you can show up with the highs and the lows, and being able to be confident to show that vulnerability makes you so much more relatable. Midlife is such an exciting time. I talk about this on my podcast time and time again. We reach a point in our life where, okay, let's take women to start with. Often women are working, but in some capacity are also caregivers, whether they have built a home, they have a partner, they have children. We often have a little bit of extra time to then just focus on, okay, who am I? Who am I right now? Like, we look in the mirror, okay, we might look a little bit different. We're also looking back at someone with more wisdom, that's walked through more pain, more joy, more experience. And you're absolutely able to now stand in your power. And this is your time to pivot and skyrocket. So if there's something that you want to achieve that you haven't yet, this is the time. If there is someone that's looking to a promotion or really stepping up, like, don't suppress them. This is such a special time for both men and women, and you really need to identify them and support them, because there is also struggles whilst they're re-identifying who they are. Divorce rates have seen a spike during midlife. And I think that's because both men and women are suddenly looking at themselves and thinking, gosh, I'm halfway through life. What is life about? Who am I now? Am I with the right person? Have we outgrown each other? So it is really a time of sort of shedding and redefining. So in those times, you absolutely need to have the right people around you to support you with your growth. But then you also need them to be able to then lift you up to those next levels, because we're missing out on such a trick here if we're not really embracing our midlife men and women. I think another really important part is boundaries. Like, I keep hearing this time and time again, whether that's in relationships, whether that is at work, whatever it might be, you start to become better at saying no. As I said earlier, you become better at responding rather than reacting, and you just hold yourself with a lot more poise and grace, and you're able to just show up so much stronger. Um, I keep telling everybody I've got 2 years till 50. I'm so excited. I cannot wait. We're also living longer. Like, there's a lot more going on for us now where we understand our health better and we can live longer. So this isn't like, I don't know, I feel like back in the day, midlife was like this, oh God, everybody's getting really old. It's like, come on, snap out of it. I say it to my friends. I'm like, this is so exciting for us. Like, shed that old image of getting to an age where everything starts to slow down. This is where it ramps up. I get so inspired by watching people. It's almost like a penny drops. And if I'm able to share words, wisdom, experience that lights someone up and empowers them to be their best self, that's what excites me the most. I feel so many people aren't living to their true potential because their confidence is low, or they're worried what other people would think, or they're just too scared to speak up, ask that question, ask for that promotion. Like, we only have, I say this time and time on my podcast, we only have one life. We're a tiny speck in this huge universe. Like, whatever we're worried about, kind of get a grip. It's not that big. Yeah, you are stopping yourself from smashing that dream and that milestone. The only thing and person holding you back is yourself. And so, whether it's in the podcast, whether it's speeches, whether it's through my work, if I'm able to just light even a little spark inside of them, which makes them think, yes, yes, I can do this, I'm going to do this, that's what lights me up. And that's what I absolutely love about what I do. Part of my story, part of getting my OBE was very much going out there and supporting families and children, but I had to tell part of my story. And to everyone else, it's exactly that. It's a story. But for me, it was pain, it was hurt, this is my life that I'm sharing. You have to be so brave and so strong to have that amount of vulnerability to share with strangers. So I think wearing your heart on your sleeve is not about being this whole big ball of mush. It's actually having the confidence and having the strength and being that person that can do something that a lot of other people can't. They would hide that. That would be the last thing they would want anyone to know, because they would be too scared to show that side of them. So actually, of course, you don't turn up every day, heart on your sleeve, vulnerable, but showing parts of that is an absolute superpower. And we need to encourage more and more of that, I absolutely believe.